In a small, overcrowded village in Scotland, Andrew Carnegie was born into a family that struggled to survive. His father was a weaver, but as industrial machines took over, his work became useless. The family had no choice but to leave their homeland and travel to America in search of a better life. But the land of opportunities did not welcome them with riches. Instead, they found poverty, struggle, and endless hard work. At the young age of 13, Andrew was forced to work in a cotton factory to support his family. The factory was dark and filled with smoke. The machines were dangerous, and the work was exhausting. He worked 12 hours a day for just $1.20 per week, barely enough to buy food. While other children went to school and played outside, Andrew spent his days covered in sweat and dust, moving from one machine to another. He had no formal education, no money, and no connections. But he had one thing that no one could take away from him: his hunger to succeed. Andrew quickly realized that if he wanted to escape this life, he needed to learn. But school was not an option for him, so he found another way. A local businessman named Colonel Anderson had a small library and allowed poor boys to borrow books. Every night after his exhausting shift at the factory, Andrew would take a book and read under the dim candlelight. He read about history, business, and success stories of great men. Most workers were satisfied with their wages, but Andrew wanted more. He wanted to understand the world, grow his knowledge, and find opportunities. And soon, an opportunity came knocking. One day, Andrew got a job as a telegraph operator. It was a small role, but he treated it like the most important job in the world. He did not just deliver messages. He memorized city maps, learned Morse code faster than anyone, and worked longer hours than required. His dedication caught the attention of Thomas Scott, a railroad executive. Scott was impressed by Andrew's hard work and intelligence. He became his mentor, teaching him about railroads, business, and investments. This was Andrew's first breakthrough. While other employees just worked for wages, Andrew observed, learned, and planned. And soon, he made his first investment. Andrew saved every dollar he earned and invested in the railroad industry. He understood that America was growing, and transportation would be the key to success. By the time he was 30, Andrew was already a wealthy man, but he wasn't satisfied. He wanted to build something even bigger. He saw a new opportunity: steel. At that time, steel was expensive and difficult to produce, but Andrew believed it was the future. While others doubted him, he took a huge risk. He invested all his money and built his first steel plant. The journey was not easy. He faced financial crises, factory accidents, and fierce competition. Workers protested, and industries rejected his ideas. Newspapers criticized him, calling him a reckless gambler. But Andrew never gave up. Instead, he worked even harder, finding new ways to make steel cheaper and better. His determination paid off. Soon, his company Carnegie Steel became the biggest steel company in the world. By 1901, he sold it for $480 million, equal to $15 billion today, making him the richest man in the world. But Andrew Carnegie did something that no one expected. Instead of keeping his wealth, he decided to give it all away. He believed that the man who dies rich dies in disgrace. Over the years, he donated over $350 million, funding libraries, universities, and charities. He built more than 2,500 libraries across the world, believing that knowledge was the key to success. He understood that true success is not just about making money, but about helping others rise. Andrew Carnegie started with nothing. He faced poverty, rejection, and struggle. But he never gave up. He proved that success is not about where you start, but about how hard you are willing to work. His story teaches us an important lesson. Hard work, knowledge, and persistence can change your life. So, whenever life gets tough, remember this: the ones who never give up are the ones who make history. Your success story is waiting to be written. Never give up.